What's happening? What's happening? We trapping, we trapping. Yes, sir. Right on time. You know, I crossed the line today, man. We punctual today, you know what I'm saying? Punctuality is key, you understand me? We in the trap with it, let's go. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Make sure you hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. This is my version of Cowboys counseling today, you know. I see a lot of people standing on the top of their roof, on the ledge of the building, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure our people don't do nothing they'll regret, you understand? This is Cowboys counseling, you know what I'm saying? Let's make some sense of this stuff that the Cowboys done did. Make it make sense, like we used to say, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make it make sense today. Shout out to DC for Life, Texas in the building. Shout out to Jameson Taylor. Shout out to Kelvin Hicks. What's happening? Shout out to Double R. Shout out to Taylor. And shout out to Miss Regina Green with the green. The Fish, Buzzer Beater 82. Shout out to Big Bud, Cowboys for Life. Starter Kick, Duke. Miss Etta Lockhart, DeQuincy Coleman. Bruce got the Toxic Juice, Texas T. Miss Niecy in the building and Mr. Common Sense Lab. What's happening? We finna trap it on out. Let's get it. Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card, I promise. You know, I wouldn't lie to you. I'm very trustworthy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Let's get it. But you know we gotta make sure these haters on their job this morning. We gotta make sure they on their job. So let's go ahead and crank this thing on up. Let's get it. You already know it. Well, no you don't. I don't know why my button ain't working, but we gonna ride this thing on out. My whole song is no longer on the thing. I don't know what's going on. But we gonna go and crank this thing on up. You already know what time it is. Let's get it. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. What's happening? See, you might think you at school or maybe even at home or watching me from a phone. But I promise you, you are in the trap, sir. Trap. Let's get it. Trap. I didn't have much faith that the button might work. You know, my button's already acting up crazy today. You know, for some strange, peculiar reason, my button ain't working. But, you know, we gonna go and tough it on out. Shout out to everybody rocking with us, man. I hope everybody's having a great day, a great morning. You already know it. Trap. But, you know, the Cowboys did some strange things according to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So we got to try to make sense of it. We got to make it make sense, Cowboy Nation. So, you know, they didn't do no outlandish things. They just didn't do a lot of things that we might have wanted in particular. They didn't do exactly what we wanted. You know, some of the positions, they checked the boxes, but they might have didn't get the prospect that we wanted it as a whole. So maybe we need to calm down a little bit. Now the dust has settled. We got time to look at this with a rational mind. You know what I'm saying? We got time to look at it with a rational mind now. You understand? So let's go ahead and crank it on up. Let's talk about these players. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Mizey Smith. I don't think many people got a problem with this pick, because if you're a rational player, a rational thought person, you know good and gosh darn well that we've been struggling in that defensive interior. You know that. Trap. I shouldn't have to convince you to be able to draft a player like this. We've been neglecting the defensive interior for years, so now it is time for us to do it. So let's talk about some of his accomplishments in college. He started out 14 games at nose tackle, made 48 tackles, 2.5 for loss, and a share of a sack. Now, I know that's very alarming for people. I know y'all thinking that if you play on the defensive line, you're supposed to have sacks, but it don't always go like that, man. You know what I'm saying? The way they play him at Michigan, they wasn't really asking him to be a pass rushy type guy. if you seen how he was getting off the ball, you could see it in his stance. He wasn't really trying to fire off and penetrate or push the pocket backwards. He was trying to be a trash can full of dirt, stand there and wait on the run. That's what his number one objective was as a Wolverine. Trap. So don't let the lack of sack production fool you to thinking that this is not a good dominant type player that can step in and be impactful. So, okay, and had one forced fumble, which he recovered to go with one quarterback hurry as he earned the 4th varsity letter. He was an all Big Ten selection, consensus first team, mid-season All-American by the Athletic, named the team's defensive player of the year. This man getting respect out here now. Trap. He was named his team's defensive player of the year on 4 occasions, shared defensive player of the week honors for his performance against Maryland, Penn State, Illinois, and Ohio State. So he playing big. He playing big against big teams and big time moments. He's showing up. So that's what you want to see. Now, a lot of people give you some of those, pushback because they'll see a player balling out against subpar opponents or in a small conference. But Mozzie played big against some of the biggest competition. You see them big time guards Ohio State had, DeJuan Jones and Paris Johnson. Them boys went up high in the first round. Jones kind of fell, but Paris was, he was a big guy. So Mozzie Smith showed up when it was time to show up. That man is him for the Michigan Wolverines.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him, Jones, I'm him, Duncan.
He posted 6 tackles, 2 solos, including an 11-yard sack starting inside against Colorado State. Started inside against Hawaii September the 10th and assisted on 1 tackle. Made 3 stops in a start against UConn. Tallied a career best 8 tackles, including 1 for loss, starting on the interior against Maryland. So he got a long rap sheet of stuff that he did, man. I think a lot of people need to put some respect on his name because he's a very accomplished player, especially for his position. Like, it's hard to get recognition as a nose tackle. Like, it's not sexy, it's not attractive, it's not that loud. It's a very quiet gangster move for this defensive line. If you think about it, the Cowboys didn't go the way of the crowd. We went against the wave. Instead of going with the flow, we was the flow this time. You know what I'm saying? Trap. The Eagles out there standing on top of buildings, yelling and trying to make everybody see them. The Cowboys did what they supposed to do. They got their vegetables instead of going to get, some snacks. They went and got vegetables. So I believe this was a good pick. I believe this was a solid pick, and this was exactly what we needed. So let's move along. Bam. Now this is the most controversial one right here, man. Good grief. But Mr. Schoonmaker is a 2-time All Big Ten selection, 3rd team coaches, honorable mention media in 2022. Honorable mention, they say he shared most improved player on offense honors in 2021. So he is making a big time, he's going up. His trajectory is pointing up. He's getting better and better each year. So let's see. They said share most improved player. I said 5-year Letterman. Now, he is an older player, so that means, he's 25 years old coming into the Cowboys. Yeah, Schoonmaker is pretty much not vegetables.
One moment.
He was a luxury pick. Sarah, I ain't asked you not one thing later. But he was more of a luxury pick. We had 2 good tight ends, but a lot of people quote Bill Parcells when they say when you think you got a good position, you need to draft them again. You know what I'm saying? Trap. When you think you're good at a position, you need to draft them again. So I really never understood that logic until I really started to think about it. I believe Coach Parcells was trying to say that if you got some good players at that one position, more than likely in the future you're going to lose a couple of them. So you might as well load up. That's what I'm thinking he coming at. Somebody let me know if my assessment was correct or what you think the great Bill Parcells meant by that, because that is kind of a strange philosophy to go on. So I feel like he was saying like, hey, if they that good, you probably gonna lose them. You probably gonna lose a couple of them because they gonna get a big payday, and if you gonna prepare now, you'll be good in the future. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Now they said he was a let me see. Okay, he was a 5th-year starter, so now he already an older tight end, so he gonna be going up against a lot of, he was going up against a lot of young men, so I'm pretty sure he was handling them. So, he got a lot of upside from what I could tell, man. He didn't get overutilized at Michigan. I know that, he's a very capable tight end. He's a big-time athlete. He scored great in the testing as far as athleticism. So I'm ready to see what he gonna do, man. I want us to, be a little cautious on saying this guy is just terrible, it's not gonna work out. It's just, of course, we don't know if he gonna start over Ferg or, Hendershot. But I think he'll be a great, rotational player year 1 or so. But he does have the upside to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how it translates when he get into our program. Like, we don't know exactly what's going to translate from college to the NFL. We don't know. But if you draft this kid in the first round, in the second round, he better be productive. That's all I'm saying. Trap. So that's why I had the biggest issue with us drafting him, because I didn't see him being this super productive guy day 1. But, this was pretty much a future pick. Now, it's very strange to me. I would like to know if they like this guy much better than Ferg or Hendershot. Like, are you grading him way better than these guys? And, of course, we had other people that was on the board that we liked it better. But now, since the value is over, since the draft is over, we got to get that value stuff out of our head. Now it's time to just assess what kind of player we got in Luke Schoonmaker. And I think the Luke logic was, okay, we can get a guy that can come in and block defensive ends, that can help us all around in the run game. We got a guy that's athletic that we can probably build upon his pass catching abilities, and we can have a real athlete out there. I don't know why they probably feel like he is Hendershot and Ferguson in one. So you probably won't be able to carry these 3 tight ends for super long, because honestly, I think all 3 of them gonna ball though. Trap. So I think another part of this logic is maybe Mike McCarthy wants to do the 3 tight end look a little more often like Kellen Moore was doing. Kellen Moore did it in spurts and, just here and there. I think Mike McCarthy want to take that up a notch, and he probably like what he seen from the 3 tight end look. And they felt like they didn't have to pay Schultz that money to get that same type of guy. So now they got their 3 tight ends again, and maybe we could see that again. So I really, really liked that 3 tight end set. I really thought we could have been dominant. I really thought that could have been a staple of our offense, but we never really did it consistently. That's what I didn't like. So the logic behind drafting Luke Schoonmaker, I feel like they maybe want to do the 3 tight end sets. They may see him as an athlete that can develop into somebody being better than the 2 guys we got. And they probably felt like he wouldn't be there in the 3rd round. With us drafting so late in these rounds, you might have to reach semi to get a guy that won't be there in the later rounds. So it is what it is. The value talk is over. The draft is over. Now we got to just deal with the players we got and try to see what the Cowboys' mindset was in drafting these guys so we can be successful. Moving along to Mr. Overshawn, DeMarvion Overshawn. He was a 5-year linebacker. We getting very seasoned players. And for us to get a player that's been played so many snaps and so many years in college, to me that says that we looking for role players. We looking for players to step in who we won't miss a beat at. Like if we was to have an injury, DeMarvion Overshawn could probably just step in for Donovan Wilson or either J-Ron Curse, somebody like that, or give you some snaps at the edge and stuff like that. See, I think people ain't realizing most of these people got experience. You know what I'm saying? This is a 5-year linebacker. So even though he's not that instinctive, I don't really like his instincts like day one far as being a pure linebacker. But for the skill set that he has, I feel like he can be a good piece, a good depth piece in his linebacker room / hybrid safety type role. So I can see him being a good piece just in case somebody goes down. I think Mr. Mike McCarthy is just checking all of those boxes. And Dan Quinn does have a lot of say-so in this room these days. He played 50 career games and made 33 starts, named first team All Big 12 at linebacker by conference coaches and Associated Press in 2022. A 2022 Butkus Award semifinalist, a 2022 preseason watch list candidate for the Butkus Award, and let's see, chosen to the 2022 All Big 12 preseason team. Like, they already was watching this kid thinking that he was going to be good, and he showed up and really just drove it home from what he did at Texas. So I wasn't a big fan of his linebacker, like projecting him as a linebacker. So, but when they said that he was going to be a versatile player like Donovan Wilson or somebody, or they was going to use him in a bunch of different roles, that made me feel a little better about the pick. But to be fair, I did want a pure linebacker. I wanted a pure linebacker that can come in and take over for all the linebackers we got. Like, I would have been even better. Like I said, this draft pisses a lot of people off because we could have went in so many different directions. Like, I'm pretty sure if we would have drafted Myles Smith in the first round and then came in the second and got Drew Sanders, I think everybody would have been happy about that. Like, so, and we could have went and got a tight end of some kind or some kind of offensive playmaker, maybe a guard in the second or in the third instead of doing it in the way we did. So, I would have liked the Drew Sanders, even though he's not a pure linebacker. I like the player better than this player we got. So, I think most people are pissed off about the Cowboys draft strategy, not the actual players that we brought in, because we understand what was deep in the draft and what was thin in the draft. We already knew once we didn't draft a guard in the second round, we was pretty much wiped out. We knew this. So when you see me and my reaction with Luke Schoonmaker and stuff like that, you know you got to understand that I already knew the Cowboys wasn't really serious about drafting a guard after that. And I felt like that was a big hole on this team. But hearing Will McClay and Mike McCarthy talk in the war room, that give me a little more understanding, because they like, we got depth at guard, and I'm looking like, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see well. But we do have some players. We do have some players to talk about in that guard room, so maybe they can figure it out. Maybe they can get it done. We'll have to see. But this is a very interesting player, Mr. Velami Fehoku. Let me know if I did it right now. Let me know if I did it right now. Okay, let's see. 1 second. Okay, yeah, he's 6'4", 263 pounds, out of California. And, okay, he was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year in 2022. Hey, I like that. You can sign me up for that. Sporting News All-America Second Team, PFF All-America Second Team, All Mountain West First Team in 2021, 22, and 2020. Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week in 2022. East-West Shrine Defensive Player of the Week in 2022. This man did a lot of damage in 2022. led Mountain West and finished 5th in the country with a career high 19 tackles for loss, and finished 3rd in the league and finished 17th in the country with the career high 9 sacks. This man was very productive. He was very, very productive with sacks and tackles for loss. That's what I like. Okay, if you're going to be at a small school, be very productive. Be very dominant. Be very versatile. And now they came out and said that they're going to use him in the inside as well. So I think that'll be something to keep an eye on. I'm not sure how many snaps he going to get in the inside with us drafting Mozzie Smith. And, you know, you still got Jonathan Hankins, Quimbo Hanna, and, you know, what's his name? Neville Gallimore probably on the chopping block. Or Quimbo Hanna might be on the chopping block. So those are 2 players we got to keep an eye on. Quimbo Hanna and Neville Gallimore, they going to have a good count. Because one of them going to be the odd man out, I'm thinking about. Especially if they giving this man some reps in the interior defensive line. But I pretty much like what I seen from him. He was a pretty productive guy as far as sacks goes, and in his small conference, he played a lot of good ball, and a lot of people graded this pick as high. So I like to see what he do, especially where he fit at. Like I said, I went too mad about drafting this guy, but I didn't understand where the need was at defensive end. And like I said, you got to calm down and listen to the plan. The plan is to flex him in and out. So we'll have to see what happens. But that's pretty much what I wanted to say about these guys. I think we could kind of talk y'all down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I know most people are most upset about Mr. Luke Schoonmaker. And like I said, you know, Parcells said, hey, if you got good players at that position, you probably need to draft again, because I'm thinking he's saying that because those players probably won't be on your team for long. If they that good, they probably going to get paid and you're going to need another one. So, like I said, the Schoonmaker pick is very disturbing for me because I didn't feel like we needed a tight end, and I felt like it was other positions. I knew if we didn't go guard in the second, we was doomed. I knew that. So with me knowing that we was doomed at guard in the second, that's what drove my reaction like that. That's what made me say it was BS and I was pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what y'all got going on in the chat. Mr. Chris Wilson, what's happening on Facebook, man? Make sure y'all show some love over there for me, man. I appreciate you coming through. TC915 says, I think they stick with Big Bo, but Neville is definitely in the block. He's on the chopping block, man. Hey, I like Bo Hanna. I think Bo Hanna can play, but for some reason, it's like he couldn't be consistent. That's what was like hindering him. It seems like he always had some kind of nick or you know what I'm saying, some kind of injury that kind of prevented him from being his full self. But I think this year he probably can come up. Like I said, that was one of my biggest reasons I did not want to draft a defensive tackle in the first round, because typically it take them a few years. But when you look at the player Mozzie Smith is, it's not as bad because he's already a freakish athletic type guy. So hopefully that freakish strength and that athleticism can translate to the NFL day one. And I believe he got the best shot of doing it. Trap. Craig Lofgren says, I had Schoonmaker as my third best tight end. So you was really high on him. So you had him, you had Kincaid, Mayer, then Schoonmaker? That's how you had it, or you had Mayer first? Competition is good for business. Yeah, that tight end room gonna go in. And don't think that Jake Ferguson just gonna lay down and get his boy this starting role. Don't think that. No. Man, I looked at Jake Ferguson like he was gonna take off this year. And like I'm not sure how the Cowboys viewing this. Like, that's why I said, are they viewing it as we got 3 tight ends now, so we can run that 3 tight end look? Or are they looking at it like, hey, my tight ends wasn't up to par, so I needed another guy? That's what we need to find out. Trap. But what I don't want to happen, though, I do not want to see the Cowboys try to force this. Like, just because he's a second-round pick, I don't want them to just force him into the starting lineup. We got 2 capable tight ends. If he's not up to par, let him develop. That's what I want. I don't want them to just say, hey, he's our second-round pick. He must start. I don't want to see that. So I got faith in them not doing that because they didn't do it with Kelvin Joseph. I tell you that. They didn't do it with Kelvin Joseph. So maybe we got some time, you know what I'm saying, to see how that developed. Satellite Sunny says, how you like Fant? I like that tight end. I think he can play. I don't know if he gonna be able to get in the room though. He might be a practice squad guy, but I think he can play. I like how big he is, the athleticism. You know, he can catch the ball. He was getting upfield. I like the player, honestly. Like I said, he was one of the best UDFAs I seen on there. To me, you know, that caught my eye. Hunter Lupke and Princeton Fant, Noah Fant cousin, and who else? It was one more, the receiver from Temple. I like him too. Shout out to Cowboy Brian. He said LaPortia was the top tight end on the Cowboys board. The one from Iowa. So he was ranked over all of them. I thought they liked Mel and Kincaid. They must have released the board, Brian. Excuse me. TC915 says Hankins and Bohanna are both true 1 techniques, and Mozzie can play both 1 and 3. Never is on the block because he's more of a 3 tech with Mozzie, Osa, and Feihoku. Now that 3 tech position is crowded. Yeah, they're going to have to show up. Oh, okay. He said 105.3 the fan told him. Okay, that's what's up, man. So LaPortia, I don't even think I didn't look at him like that. I thought Mel would probably be better, but we'll see. Where did LaPortia go? I can't remember what team drafted him. Somebody let me know where he was drafted and what number he was drafted at and where he went real quick. Somebody let me know. Action Power says, watch Fant film and tell me he not better than Schoolmaker. Hey, man, I told you, I liked it the guy as soon as I turned on the film. I liked it him. I like him. He getting upfield. He kind of making people miss. He catching the ball. He doing like what they call, I can't think right now, contested catches. He contested catching and everything. So I like him. Then he got the football background, DNA in his blood. I like the kid. Croper is a dog. Don't sleep on him. Better than Toba. Toba better show up. Oh, okay. I said him too. I liked him too. I was going off my head. That's one of the main people I mentioned yesterday. So I have to go deeper into the film, but I like what I was seeing from him too. I think that's the one that was like a slot receiver, right? I think he was coming from the slot. Cause we picked up so many receivers, like you could tell we searching. We are searching for receivers. He said he was used to more. Who you talking about? The tight ends? I know LaPortia went in the 2nd round. Yeah. Oh, they say he went to the Lions. Okay. What number? How much higher did he go than Schoonmaker? How much higher did he go? That's what I want to know. Watch out for the kid from West Florida. Yeah, that the receiver. I told you I kind of seen him. I think that was Smoke One for you that tagged me on Twitter, and he said he was like a Jordy Nelson. He kind of did look like a poor man's Jordy out there. He was very strong, explosive. I like what I seen, but Duran. Yeah, that's his name. Out of West Florida. Yeah, he was pretty athletic player. I think he can play too, but like we just got to see can that translate to the bigger programs, because he was at a very small school. So we'll have to see, is that speed real? Is that strength real? He played with a lot of power. Like, he's a strong looking guy. So I like what I seen from him. Let's see. And look like he can run some decent routes too. But I think I like the Cropper dude and the Temple dude more though. The Temple dude, he like a small guy, and he was eating up. Like Temple was actually using him. Somebody let me know what his name is, man. I just learned these players the other day, and I tapped in with the wide receivers though. So the Temple receiver number 10, he was kind of gangster. My boy from Fresno State said that wide receiver is him. See, I think that's the Cropper dude, right? Cropper went to Fresno. See, both of them schools red. It's Temple and Fresno, I believe. See, I remember watching the film, but I don't remember exactly. Like, I just learned these players, so I got to do more research on them. Cowboy Brian said, y'all know I'm a South Carolina fan. I just can't believe Jalen Brooks being a professional receiver. Ah, man. Say it ain't so, Brian. You don't like it at all then. And you watched him, so I trust your word. You saying he must be terrible. You looking at him saying he trash? You trash. Yeah, I don't know how he got. Well, he is a 7th round draft pick. You know, they draft a lot of these positions because of their bill. It don't even be what their production is or what they seen on the field. Sometimes they'll take a kid because they like how he built or how he, you know, how some of the traits that he showed, and they feel like they can bring it out more. Like they'll get them in the program and feel like they can build something. But I don't think that's a smart way to go about it, though. You know what I'm saying? Trap. How many times you succeed at that? You know what I'm saying? But I guess in the 7th round, that is when you want to do something like that. Elm Sports in the building. What's happening, sir? He said, Coach Miles said the same thing, landlord. About who? Let me know. Because I ain't really even tapped in with nobody else. I'm just going off of what I done assess from these players myself. So, hey, my judgments and my breakdowns might be 100% different from everybody else. Like, I don't know. I ain't really tapped in with other people's opinions yet. So, mine are just, you know, what I see. Damn, Asher Powell, we on the same page. Cowboy Brian said, I hope so. Just don't see it. Yeah, like, that's what I was saying about the Jalen Brooks. I think his name Jalen Brooks or something like that. But 7th-round picks, I mean, like, how many times they even be a success story? You know what I'm saying? So I guess they probably just wanted to take a fly on him. He said about the corner from South Carolina. You know, Coach Marv live in South Carolina. Oh, okay. I think Brian was talking about the wide receiver. That's what you mean? You must be talking about the wide receiver. We ain't get no corner from South Carolina, did we? I ain't sure. I could be mistaken. Y'all know when on day 3 I was traveling, so a lot of them picks I had to catch up. I was behind. I couldn't get no signal or nothing on the plane, so I had to check him out. Said he was our 3rd receiver at Carolina. Hey, and that's the kid. Is that the kid that made the big time one-hand catch, I believe? I think he did like a good, like he showed like good body control and did like a one-handed catch or something. So it might have been that one little glimpse that they liked it so much, Brian. I don't know. But I don't know if y'all familiar with my philosophy. The way I view players, I look at it like, bro, I don't want to be discriminating against a player because he don't have the size. Like, I value what the player actually did, like his production and like how effective he was. Some scouts look at the prototypical build. They might trump that over an actual productive player. That's why I was one of the people standing on the table for Tank Dell and players like that. And I'm standing on the table for Deuce Vaughn too, because that boy been productive. He been acting a fool. So don't just let somebody's size just turn you away from a player. And on the opposite side of that, vice versa, don't let somebody's size make you want to draft a player either. Trap. You know how many tall receivers that turned out to be trash, you know what I'm saying? You know how many short receivers turned out to be good, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to assess that. And with all these prospects, there's always a risk involved. So hopefully your scouts can pick them better than the other scouts. Because, look, I bet your money, what round Tyreek Hill was picked in? I bet you he was picked very, very low because of his size. And this man been a dominant player in the NFL since he came in here. But I understand it's a safe way to be when you're trying to draft people. It's safe because most of the times it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times when you chancing on these short receivers, you don't get a Tyreek Hill. You'll probably get a Turpin. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times you'll get a Turpin, and you be looking at Tyreek Hill, and you might end up with a Turpin, or you don't get a Steve Smith. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time those short receivers don't work out, but you gotta kind of trust your gut sometimes. Sometimes you be betting on the wrong stuff. So I trust my scouts. I trust my coaches. I think they can do it. See that look? You looked at Tyreek Hill in the 5th round, and that was 100% because of his size. I guarantee. Just like Deuce Vaughn going in the 6th round because he's 5'5", which is understandable because it's risky. But look at what the man did on the field, man. See, in my opinion, this is when these professional scouts even get themselves in trouble because they only sometimes, like Will McClay said, that's why it was interesting to hear him in his interview before the draft. He was like, you got to understand your own biases. So some of his biases get him in trouble sometimes. He like length, he like size, he like all of these different traits in certain positions, like especially like DB. The length, his biasness as far as length go, I guarantee you that's the reason he drafted Nahshon Wright. And that was a wrong move, look like. Sometimes you got to be able to recognize your biases and set them aside. Like, that's why I feel like the Cowboys probably wouldn't even, didn't we pass up on Zay? Nah, Zay Flowers was gone, right? Because, like, if we would have passed up on Zay, I would have been mad. Because I like, screw his size, screw all of that. Draft this kid, this boy can play. Like, I think he going to have a great career over there with Lamar Jackson. But, like, sometimes you got to throw those biases aside and say, screw it. This is a good player. Know what I'm saying? You got to be able to take all of that prototypical build and size out of the equation and just draft this kid. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to take that chance. What's happening with you, Dwayne Brown? We in the trap with it. You already know that. He said, we don't need a Deshaun Jackson. 1 catch, 1 touchdown, and the quiet the rest of the game. Yeah, like, hey, that's the risk too. You know what I'm saying? That's the risk too. Like I said, the small receiver, it's a risk. But, hey, I'll take the production over all that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take what the player actually done. You know what I'm saying? We passed up on Tank Dell, though. Yeah, that's my guy. That's why I stood on the table for a player like that, man. I think he going to be balling. Even though he in Houston, you know what I'm saying? I hope they don't screw that man career up, but I think he can play. He said Tyreek Hill got in trouble is why he dropped. Yeah, and I guarantee you his size had a little bit to do with it too. We did that with Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, we finally went ahead and drafted a kid, you know what I'm saying, that don't got the prototypical build. And it was very interesting, like, I don't want to have the conspiracy theory thoughts in there when we thinking about, like, his dad being here, but it was very interesting for me to think the Cowboys would draft a running back like this when we have Tony Pollard. And I'm all for it, though. I'm all for it, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we passed up on him. We passed up on DeJuan Jones. We passed up on a lot of good players. I think they said DeJuan Jones had some medical stuff. That's the only reason he dropped that low. Or some off-the-field issue. It was some kind of red flag that was on DeJuan Jones. If somebody tapped in, let me know. He said, what you calling us a fish for drafting them, Amp? You don't like the Vaughn pick? Let me know, Amp. I don't know if I follow your conversation. Miss Gina said, look at what Golden Tate did on the field. He was smiling size too. Yeah, Golden Tate was outstanding. Yeah, Charlie, what's his name? What's the receiver from the Steelers? Hines Ward, I don't know how tall he was, but he wasn't no super big guy either. And he was laying wood. That boy can block and everything. Mike Aldina says maybe Mike McCarthy was looking for recognizable names on offense, players he thought would fit his West Coast system. Hey, man, all we can do at this point is trust Mike McCarthy has a plan for these players, and hopefully it works out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking at right now. What's happening with your cue ball? Amp Sports said, hey, don't come with these conspiracies, man, because I'm trying to fight them off now. He said it's fishy that when we finally draft a smaller guy, his dad just so happens to be on payroll, man. Chill out. I was trying to fight those thoughts away, you know what I'm saying? But like, it ain't like Deuce ain't raw though. Like, Deuce raw though. Like, I could see if he was a guy that couldn't play, I had my antennas to really be up. You know what I'm saying? My antennas will be up for sure then. But I actually like Deuce Vaughn. Like I said, bro, I'm a Bama fan. Like, man, that boy ran all over. That boy ran all over Bama. So, hey, I ain't got much to say about the young man. Like, hey, I got respect for him. That boy ran a 80-yard run touchdown on us. Like, how much you gonna say about this kid? You know, like I said, when somebody whoop up on me, you gonna get a little. I'm gonna talk with respect then. You know, shit, I'm just being real. Like, when somebody whoop up on me, that's when I speak with respect. Like, I ain't finna. You'll be delusional to be up here talking crazy when somebody been smacking you around. Like, I don't understand that. But hey, that little running back got some respect from me. He ran all over my Crimson Tide. I know we got 5-star athletes all over there, and couldn't nobody get close to him. So hey, you ain't gonna find me talking crazy about him. Dwayne Brown said Deuce deserved to be drafted. If he was 5'9", he'll be a first round pick. Absolutely. Like, the way this man plays, man, good luck to you. Like, I think everybody thinking about him either or on the field. I think we thinking about him either or Tony, like, not together. Think about them boys on the field together. Like, I think that's gonna be a problem. Like, that's a whole lot of speed on the field at one time. Then you add Brandon Cooks over there. Like, man, I think a lot of people see what Philly doing and they getting a little scared. They shaking in their boots. It's making them sad. But I want y'all to understand, the Cowboys got a great foundation that we own already. You know what I'm saying? All we had to do was sprinkle some of that seasoning on this. That's all this draft was. I told y'all, who remembers me when after we got Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, who was in the trap with me? What I say? I say I'm ready to suit up right now. I've been saying this. Did I not been saying that I was ready to suit up right now? Like, I was good with my team how it was right now before the draft. I been said this. So the additional players, it is what it is. I'm not too concerned about, you know, what they may do or may not do. But I do like Mozzie Smith. I think Mozzie Smith can step in and be impactful, you know what I'm saying? Just because of his strength, just because of what we're going to ask him to do. We're not asking him to be a superstar. We just asking him to do a job. So I feel like we can get that done with him. So just him alone, like the other players, like, it don't even matter. But we just got a gangster defensive tackle to this team. I really never thought we'll even see this day, y'all. Just being real. Yeah. Miss Gina was in here with me. I said I was ready to suit up after that. Like, I ain't just talking. I'm still confident in this team. Like, I know a lot of people look at this draft and then they lose confidence, but I was already confident in this team. And yeah, with the Lukey dude, look, I'm willing to bet right now that this dude make the team. I'm willing to bet right now this dude make the team. Like, I ain't gonna lie, from what I seen, this dude might be a monster with this team. And then I feel like he gonna end up being one of them physical dudes who just turn his whole offense up. Like, watch what I tell you. That dude gonna make this team. The Hunter Lupke dude out of North Dakota State, the fullback, that boy gonna make this team. They already paid him more than everybody else, I believe, too. Like, hey, when they do stuff like that, they be kind of showing their hand at that point to me. You know what I'm saying? Miss Regina said we got that fried bologna in there, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. They said he fire with Philly. I don't know what you mean, Dwayne Brown. I ain't sure what you meant. SSL TV says trap it. I'm ready for the preseason. Hey, man, I'm ready to see these guys, man. I wonder will I get another Story Jackson this year? Because last year Story Jackson hurt my feelings. Hey, if Hunter don't make the team, he'll be the Story Jackson for me. You know what I'm saying? Story Jackson was a gangster. I felt like he was a great linebacker. I liked him. And he didn't make the team. I don't know what happened to him. I got to see who signed him. You know what I'm saying? But I thought he could have helped this team. And we still searching for linebacker. So hopefully Devin what's his name? Devin Harper come back and be impactful too, because I like him. I think he can play. Preseason last year, I was the one tweeting like, hey, low key Devin Harper is going off right now. Trap. Yeah, let me see. Feihoku, I'm ready to go right now, landlord. That's what I'm on. Like, I'm with it. Yeah, Luke can fight. I can see him on this team. And Mike McCarthy want to be physical too. Like, just imagine, that's why I'm saying, like, he could be the short down and distance back. You know, he could be the goal line back. Like, if he that athletic, like almost like a running back, you can use him like that too. You can use him out in the slot. This dude can catch and run routes. This dude is athletic. Like, I like him. Said landlord, when you paid them $200,000 for practice squad, for sure, the hell with Philly. Yeah, I think he gonna be on this team, Dwayne Brown. I think that's all that mean. They like, hey, sign me up for this kid. I'm with it. Miss Regina said, landlord, we don't have a midnight preseason party. Hey, we might need to do one. You know, we might have to set something up. A preseason watch party. How many months away we are? I don't even like to be keeping up with how far away stuff is, because it feel like it make it take longer then to me. I be wanting people to like, sneak up. I be wanting to sneak up on me. Says Story Jackson is with the Doo-Doo Browns. Ah, man, I wonder is he how he doing over there. I be wanting to check in on my pet cats. You know what I'm saying? Vanilla Gorilla was another one too, man. We let him go. So he started playing. If he get playtime in Washington, that lets you know that was a mistake. Because Washington got a strong defensive tackle room. And he got playtime over there. But somehow he couldn't make our team. Like, that was very alarming for me. That was very alarming. Cowboys Gumbo said, LOL, y'all not playing. Y'all not making it through practice. What you mean? Yeah, I wonder how Story doing over there with the Browns. I don't know nothing about the Browns at this point. Like, who is they starting linebackers? Like, I don't even know. You talking about the fullback Peasy? That's what you talking about. Like, I like him. I feel like we can use him a lot. And then, like I said, with us having these smaller backs, I feel like I feel like the fullback can neutralize some of those big impact hits and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he can make sure they don't have to make the first man miss every time too. You know what I'm saying? Like, fullback position can be helpful, especially if you want to be physical. Because, like, that dude is a load. He is fast, physical, and athletic. You know what I'm saying? But, let's see. But, okay, I know I asked y'all this before. Out of the UDFAs, who y'all like? I know most people going to say the fullback. And probably Princeton fan, Noah fan, cousin. Outside of them two, is it another UDFA y'all might like? Pizza Fuego says, I'm like your landlord. We don't got a lot of good weather up here, so I got to take advantage of all the summer I get. Yeah, we got to get it. Let me see. Big Flop says they cut Ridgeway to keep Dak on the roster instead of IR. Okay. But they could have cut Tristan Hill because that's all they end up doing later on in the year. They could have just cut Tristan Hill. That's a player that you had a lot of draft capital. Well, not a lot in John Ridgeway, but still, you was pretty much already over the hill with Tristan Hill anyway. No pun intended. You was pretty much done with Tristan Hill. Like, he was with the old regime. He didn't show anything with the new people. They was like, man, get him out of here. Oh, Hill was cut first? Good grief. You sure, Willie T? Because I don't know if I remember it like that, I could be mistaken, but let me know. Because I thought Hill got cut later on, like in the season. Yeah, he was over the hill, man. Trap. Did you say make sure he was cut first, man? Because I don't remember that. I thought Hill got cut during the season, like a couple of games in the season or something. I could be mistaken. So, because Ridgeway got cut in the he got cut in the offseason, right? Somebody let me know. Somebody help me out. I think Ridgeway got cut early, like in the offseason. Yeah, Hill was already like on thin ice right then. So they could have just cut Hill or whatever. I thought so. So Hill couldn't have been first. Ridgeway got cut during the offseason, didn't it? Nah, he didn't get cut. He got put on the practice squad in the offseason, if I'm mistaken. I think they put Ridgeway on the offseason, and then Hill got cut during the season. Should have cut Houston. Who is Houston? Do y'all think us losing Carlos Watkins is a bigger deal than we making it out to be? Because I think it might be. Us losing Carlos Watkins might have something to do with why we drafted Myles Smith too. Because I ain't acting like Carlos Watkins is just this big gangster, but hey, he found ways to be on that field. Like, he was a practice squad guy, and he got a lot of reps in. And he was actually balling out a couple of those runs he was on. Like, no lie. Like, I know it might sound strange and peculiar. I know it might. But if you go and look at what Carlos Watkins was actually doing on the field, hey, he was actually making plays out there and making noise. Oh, Dennis Houston. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why we even played around like that. Like, people don't understand how terrible last season could have went. Like, just imagine if CD never blossomed like that. And we were still running with Dennis Houston them and Noah Brown. Like, excuse me. That's why I say stuff like this team. Last year, we actually overachieved. Like, real talk. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's the truth. Like, you take away this man number 1 receiver and his number 3 receiver and take a leap of faith that CeeDee Lamb going to become a number 1 receiver in his first year. All of that was risky. The CeeDee Lamb take just ended up working. You know what I'm saying? No, Bo, Nev, Mozzie, Hank. What you mean, no? Oh, you saying you don't think losing Carlos Watkins is that big of a deal? Neville, I'm almost out on Neville, bro. I'm gonna tell you straight up, like trap. I'm almost out on Neville, bro. We've been waiting for Neville for almost 4 years now. How long Neville been on this team, man? Like, bro, y'all know I'm the optimistic guy, but at some point you just gotta be like, hey, man, this dude ain't gonna get it. How long has Neville been on this team now, man? If I'm not mistaken, it's like his 4th year, bro, and he ain't did nothing. Like, he showed a couple signs, but he ain't did nothing. Like, I'm almost done with Neville, bro. Like, for real. Like, it's sad, but I'm just being real with y'all. How much longer do we supposed to wait on Neville Gallimore? Somebody let me know. We thought he was gonna be a gangster too. This boy ain't did nothing. Like I can't keep fighting for Neville. After a while, like, how many excuses are we gonna make for Neville? Like, bro, you guys to do something, bro. Like, you guys to do something. Like, he said Neville got Hollywood on us. Man, Neville is literally like skating on thin ice, bro, and it's getting close. Like, bro, this is a big year for Neville Gallimore. If he don't show up, bro, it's over. Like, I think they'll ride with Big Bo over Neville right now. Like, real talk. Man, y'all know I'm higher on Neville. I'm higher on Bo Hannah than a lot of other people. But hey, I ride with Big Bo over Neville right now. Like, real talk. Like, Neville ain't gave me nothing, bro. Nev hasn't been the same since his elbow injury. Man, that big old dude got more than the elbow, you know what I'm saying? I ain't giving it to you for no elbow injury, man. Nah, bro. You a defensive tackle, bro. You come on, bro. You can't do it, bro. Like, you gotta give me more than that, bro. He said, the playoffs. What you mean, Vince? I could be. He said, we drafted Neville's replacement. Yeah, I mean, Mozzie, man, we Neville win. I don't think Neville had nothing to do with Mozzie, though. It might be how the lack thereof of Neville and Carlos Watkins leaving, and then Jonathan Hankins being a 1-year Band-Aid player, bridge player, and then you waiting on Osa to take the next step. Like, that might be a great explanation why you went Mozzie Smith in the first. Because you got question marks all across that board. Said he was drafted with Diggs. So, let's see. Yeah, this is his 4th year, right? I think that means his 4th year. So, hey, man, it's put up a shut up for Neville. Neville putting that training video out and proceeded to do absolutely zero. Hey, man, chill out. Trap. I can't even do this, man. I've been waiting on Neville too long, bro. Cause like, y'all don't get it. Y'all gonna see me do this from time to time. I hope you don't see me do it much, but you gonna see me have a player that I'm fond of. Michael Gallup was that player a couple of years ago. I'm big on Michael Gallup, bro. But Michael Gallup let me down last year. So I'm like, you know, I'm kind of standoffish with my Michael Gallup love. So he gonna have to earn it back. If I see a couple of signs, I'm like, hey, my guy back. But I gotta fall off Michael Gallup. Now, Neville Gallimore he's that next candidate coming in. Like, bro, you got to do something, sir. You gotta do something. You gotta do something. I don't even know how Hill got put out before him. Like, Hill was a 2nd round pick. And we kept Neville over him. Like, man, Neville better get it together, man. Trap. Neville better get it together. That's all I'm going to say. DP Johnson said Neville is all pass rush of they push him, he disappeared. Neville is all pass rush. If they push him, he disappeared. Oh, okay. I just don't know. He said context, landlord. What you mean, Troy? Context on which topic? I done said a whole lot of stuff, you know. I be freestyling in the trap. You already know. Trap. You talking about Neville context? You talking about Neville context? Neville ran out of steam by game 12. When did he have steam? Like, I'm just... He said, Rush Merc 9 said, hey, bro, leave Gallup alone, man. Trap. Bro, that's my guy, bro. But I'm just, how many times can you stand on the mountaintop for Gallup right now? Like, you better have on a bulletproof vest, cause you gonna be getting some bullets shot at you, for sure. You gonna be getting some bullets shot at you. You gotta be made out of Teflon. You know what I'm saying? I stood on him. Look, I stood on him when he got paid. And he making me look like I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? When Michael Gallup got paid, everybody was saying it was bad. I was like, man, I rock with Michael Gallup, so I ain't mad. Like, I was saying it like that, but hey, it looked like the other people was right, and I was wrong. That's what it's kind of looking like. Hopefully, he shut me up this year. Like, he just gotta get it back. He just gotta earn it back from me. That's all. I feel Neville is political. So you think they hating on him? You think it's some what they call it, discrimination going on in the locker room about Mr. Neville Gallimore? Yes, Gallup will be better this year. I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so, man. It's crazy that he is our highest paid receiver right now. Hey, man, I'm telling you, look, he our highest paid receiver, though. You know what I'm saying? Let that sink in, though. This man is... Chill out, Reddy. Because that man now in the Canadian Bulldogs, and now you up here playing with this man. Trap. Never the Canadian couch cushion. Boy, y'all so wild, bro. Don't do Never like that now. Like, he's standing on his last leg, though. I'll tell you that much. But, man, I enjoyed y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. I appreciate all the love and support, man. Make sure y'all hit that like for your boy. Make sure y'all did good on the likes on the last couple videos, man. Getting your boy over 100 likes. I really appreciate that. Let's keep this trend going in the right direction. Let's get this content out. Help your boy grow, man. I hope y'all like the consistency. I'll be here every day, you know, trying to make sure I whip up this good content for y'all. But the raffle is still going on. You know what I'm saying? I still got the Michael Parsons raffle. It ends on May the 11th. I got the Michael Parsons jersey and a Cowboys t-shirt and a Cowboys hat. First, second, and third place. You can win all of that with a $5 raffle entry. So make sure y'all keep supporting, keep liking, keep sharing. And I appreciate all the love, support, and participation. Let's go. Let's get it. I appreciate everybody rocking, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card, I promise. Let's get it. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. We got the Three Amigos live today too, man. Make sure y'all spin the block back. Landlord, HTM, and West Coast. Let's get it. And like I say, 1K, 1 love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.